Hey, we're not doing that this time, all right?
Let's be back.
We're never gonna
Oh,
talk
so
about that
that
moment
joke's
ever
still
again.
running? That joke's still running? Oh, okay.
No,
That joke would never die.
I know.
Anyways, how's
missed
everyone
that
doing? So, subscribers, viewers, last time listeners, new listeners, everybody. Welcome back. This is Media Marauders. This is your boy Max, Mr. Thomas,
What to do?
King,
What's going on?
James, James,
What's going on?
and we got our guest star, Nick.
Hey,
Boy, he looks lost.
what's up?
He really does.
I am lost.
I like the art in the back too, man. It's really colorful.
Yeah, that's Kingston's art.
All right, y'all. Last week we talked a little bit about things that we found interesting, and we wanted to be, include everyone else that has an opinion to, put what we discuss and out to the world, and they bring it back to us. So today we have some new subjects, and it's gonna be a very, very interesting next few minutes. We want to really get into a topic and a show, a form of media that we've been really interested. But before that, we're going to give it to Mr. Thomas. He wants to kind of give his 2 cents about something that he's been really involved in and really excited about. And he didn't really have that much time to talk about it last episode. So, Mr. Thomas, you have the floor.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm extremely excited about it, but I am
Praise emotion.
There's too much emotion. You're right. My bad.
I know. I know what you're talking about. But that Watch Dogs Legion, man. After looking at the roadmap, what they want to do with the game, I feel like Ubisoft has another hit with it. It looks like it's going to be a good sandbox game. You're probably going to see hanging around for a good minute in the YouTube, Twitch stream area, because you can play how you want to, grab whatever characters. They showed more of that, say if you recruit a random character off the street, once you recruit that character, that means it makes a whole nother group of characters for that character's life. So if you recruit this police officer that has a wife, cousin, brother, all that's now wandering in the world, that if you kill him, that can cause repercussions for that character that you just recruited. So I was like,
In
okay.
that particular scenario, I like bacon, so it's okay.
What? Oh, okay. I got it.
See, in this one, it's like somehow London gave over all their police right to a random company, and the guy who runs this company is just mad corrupt. I'm like, yo, that's how I would be if I had a private military company that took over, the city. So,
I too.
See,
Yes.
Just need a cat in your lap. You're right.
like, man, but yeah. So that drops the 29th. So I'm gonna probably have a lot more to say end of this month, beginning of next month. And
I forgot that aspect about the game where, even though that's been the centerfold of it all, the fact that you could recruit anyone in your team.
Yep.
I didn't really look that in depth about it, where families are affected as well if they end up dying because of a cause that you recruited them in, and they looking for revenge. I think that part of it makes me more interested in the game.
You can what gets me so I can recruit someone's grandmother, right? The grandmother gets killed because you got permadeath on. So now the grandmother gets killed, and now the kids, the rest of the family, you got our grandmother killed. Mm-hmm. So problems.
So I got a question. How do they know you're the one that recruited the grandma to track you down?
Game magic. I don't know. It's somehow it's
okay.
It wouldn't really make sense to have a logical response to it, because you have all the people you recruit are your characters. So if I kill someone, if I kill a bad guy with recruiter or my bartender, but then I try to recruit someone with my police officer, there shouldn't be a way for them to know that he was involved with the other person.
And close this door.
Yeah. So
yeah. No, I kind of see it on the sense of what's happening behind the scenes type of thing. Let's say a week passes when that person died that you recruited, and then all of a sudden you have a random person trying to assassinate you, or they kind of give you, they don't give you anything in depth, but you kind of have that idea. A week passes, you thinking you could make enough time to try to find you, or someone hires a merc for hire or something, or whatever, and then that could kind of lead it to that aspect. I would think that anyways.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things, and I like the fact that it's one of those play however you want to, kind of like Assassin's Creed, where if you recruit a whole nightclub that you have to take over, there's not going to be any resistance there because you recruited the whole nightclub onto your team. So
Okay.
like, the idea of something like that, one, I don't think I'd ever do that. I'm most likely just going to kill the whole nightclub at that point. But it's pretty good. And then like the mechanics scene, this is a lot better than 2. Because the problem I think 2 had was you're supposed to have like a friendly 20-something-year-old main character, but then having him deal with like shootouts and gang shootouts kind of made it weird because he wasn't that type of character.
Yeah, that's the first game. Yeah, you're right.
No, that's the second.
I've been waiting for y'all to say the title. What game we talking about?
Watch Dogs Legions.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I heard about
different.
that.
It's open world. It's a lot with hacking. If you never played the first or second game, it's a lot with hacking and trying to get over the government, like how much influence the government really has, or just they around the people, and you're kind of, I guess, what's that popular hacker group that's known? I forgot their names.
Dead Set.
Yeah, like guys like that, where they're roaming around, they're actually out and they're athletic as hell apparently, and able to use any kind of weapon, assault rifle or whatever, to take out people that need to be taken out.
Well, see, in this one, not everyone's athletic. So, like, if you recruit a drunk who has like a drinking problem, he's gonna have issues that deal with his drinking problem in this game.
Like certain withdrawals or something.
Switch to him and he's passed out somewhere and can't function correctly.
Really?
So yeah.
Is the game out or is it coming out?
It's coming out on the 29th.
Right. So hold up. To the viewers, I'm just gonna say this. That whole aspect of the game is witchcraft.
That is pretty.
Is witchcraft.
That's really in depth for it's for no reason, but it's believable. Like honestly, it's actually believable. A drunk could be a part of a cause. Like it could be very.
It's like
Hey, look at you.
There's a few things where you got a guy with acid reflux or something like that, so he's hiccuping a lot. You don't want to use him in your stealth mission because he's going to be making
That's too
noise.
much. I got a guy with diabetes.
That's the thing right there. That's like me recruiting a dog. Then all of a sudden I gotta feed him every day or else he dies.
Right, exactly.
There's
some not be that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like, all of a sudden somebody's passed out at Wawa or something,
That's the thing. You get
You got a guy with diabetes, you got to give him insulin every day.
They have a lot of different factors in there. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. Like I said last week, they're even like teaming up with Stormzy, which is a grime artist or from the UK. So
that's Stormzy?
Yes.
Okay.
So
you got Storm in it? No. Wrong Storm.
I said Stormzy. I didn't say Storm.
I thought you said Storm.
No, they got Stormzy in it. Then they have the roadmap. So I said, like, if you get a chance, check out some of the trailers. I think it's going to be it's going to be a fun game from when it looks. It's not going to be one of those like game of the year type situation, but it seems like it's going to be a fun game where you can just pick it up, play a couple of days here and there, and just enjoy yourself.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, witchcraft.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're going to keep that up at all. Like all the different people around the world. Why don't you just recruit everybody? But that doesn't make any sense. Why would you recruit a grandma? What's the grandma?
You gotta watch the trailer. You gotta watch the trailer for real.
There's a lot of people.
I did watch the trailer. I did watch it.
Full of grandmas, if she's mad hacking skills or something like that, she can't run. But when I saw the grandma take out a cop, I was like, bet.
That's gonna be the top one. That's my trump card. But
everyone knows the only reason you recruit grandma is because she can make cookies and she got neighborhood gossip. That's it.
Yeah.
She can know everything. Oh, you trying to recruit so-and-so? I know her grandmother. I got you.
Nah. But all right, yeah. I'm still sketchy about the game, but it does look interesting. And you bringing more to the table is making me kind of want to wander my eye to it a little bit.
I'll be streaming it when I get it.
Yeah, I'll check it out, man. But all right, you good, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, the next topic we're going to be speaking on, and it's going to pretty much cover. It's going to be pretty much cover the rest. The rest of tonight. The reason why we have our guest star, and since you're our guest star, Nick, you're going to start us off. What is going to be the next topic we're going to be speaking on?
It is going to be the new HBO show Lovecraft Country, which is my new favorite show, by the way.
Already?
Yeah. I mean, It's that good.
All right. So, All right, and we've all been really excited about this show. Most of us have been very excited about this show, but that's no slight to you, Thomas. I still hope you find it in your time where you go at least watch the first episode. But let's continue. We know there's so much to speak on about this particular series. This 9 episodes in. Next Sunday is going to be his last episode for the season, and from episode 1 through 9, we will need honestly 2 to 3 hours to speak on everything we've enjoyed about this. So for the audience and the viewers, we're going to try to condense this as much as we can to the things we've enjoyed and things we didn't like, characters that we loved or characters we loved at first, and now we're questioning motives and all that. But we'll start it off. Nick, go ahead and tell us what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and the future of it that you think.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess we'll talk specifically about the last episode, episode 9. It was big for me because it just shows how good the character progression is in the show. Specifically in this episode, it was big for Montrose.
Yes.
Atticus's
Absolutely.
dad.
Yes.
We get to see the trials and tribulations he's been through as a kid, and what motivates him, not as an excuse for how he treated Atticus, but you can understand why he was so violent, because his father was violent with him. And it just, like I said, the character progression in the show is astounding to me, and I'm enjoying it.
To kind of touch up more on Montrose, like you said, he's been a mess from the moment we met him. Like as soon as you meet him in episode 2,
yeah,
he's like, we drove all the way from Chicago to Massachusetts to save your ass because you left me a cryptic ass note about my lineage. And then as soon as you come out the fucking earth, like literally, like how, the Monte Cristo moments, like they kept heavily doing that. And if you don't know much about Monte Cristo, I'll just say that it was man in prison, and he escaped in his own way. And it kind of just dealt with that flesh out, because it's Montrose's favorite book as well. And for him to burst out from the damn ground like a damn plant and then be ungrateful as hell, you see already this kind of character and how much of a douchebag he is.
Complete.
Yeah.
I just
Definitely has
say,
his issues.
We're going full spoilers, right?
Yeah, we're gonna try to avoid spoilers, but at the same time, we can't really avoid it too much. So for
you in the lion's den, Chris, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm just making sure for people who are listening, because y'all run down some spoilers.
Yes, for the listeners,
We're talking about episode 9, so
yeah.
So you're making sure people come here like, what's this?
But that's one thing I want to also do. We could do callbacks to other episodes, little things that we remember, like I just did. And I think Montrose is a character, like you said, fleshed out wise, we see more, but I'm still very skeptical about his motives of the things that he's done throughout the show that makes me keep looking at him, and Atticus as well, in a certain different light. But I'll hold on that.
I think the thing that makes him interesting, or I'm not gonna say, I think the thing about Montrose is that he has a lot of inner secrets, a lot of deeper emotional secrets. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, that episode 8, or no, was it episode? I think it was episode 8. Whatever episode it was that Montrose had to read out that book and cast that spell, and you found out he was dyslexic at that moment.
Episode 8, yeah.
I imagine he wanted to cast a spell of protection, and I just imagine the whole world like blipped and disappeared.
Well, that's the
One
thing.
you don't want is a dyslexic person reading you anything, first of all. That's the first thing you don't want.
And then to
really
find it
don't
out
know.
at that moment, like to find it out then is craziness.
No. And the second part is he's drunk. So he's got 100%
Always.
times more the chance of being dyslexic because he's drunk. So,
He's
it's like
dyslexic acting up again.
no,
What were you gonna say, Nick?
I was gonna say, yeah. So it's still kind of up in the air if he even said the spell right with him being dyslexic. We really don't know. I mean,
but he did cast it right. The reason he casted it right is because that monster came out and protected Atticus.
The Shogun.
That's what I'm saying. Like
gun down.
That did happen, but was that supposed to happen? I mean, I guess.
What?
Okay. Go ahead.
That's kind of where I was going with it.
I've been questioning myself on that too, and I kind of went back on that clip, and that protection spell wasn't really specific. So we can blame it on Mr. Dyslexic, Montrose, that maybe he messed up a little bit, and it caused the Shogoth or Sargoth to protect Atticus instead of being an invulnerability spell, the Kane spell that Christina gave to Letty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some kind of, or maybe Christina is working in the backgrounds, but we would have heard that whistle if that was the case, correct?
That's what I
Right.
was thinking too. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe there's a bit of a, my bad, go ahead, Thomas.
What whistle?
there's a point in the episode or in episode 2 where these monsters, these giant monsters called Shoggoths, that we could kind of compare them to vampires, or what they would call them vampires in the show, is controlled and hypnotized by these whistles. If you look into H.P. Lovecraft's work, Shoggoths are actual creatures in his body of work, and they're big blobs. They're not specific. They don't move like these guys do, but they're pretty much servants to these gods. So they kind of
Apparently, their favorite food is cops.
Yeah.
yeah, that too.
Cops.
Bad cops at that.
Yeah.
And they're born from cows. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what's going on in that world.
Artificial insemination. That's all it is, man. Artificial insemination.
But anybody else, what else y'all got, man?
So I like how the show like really shows the times and like how everybody is struggling to live. Like they just want to be accepted, but they all have their internal demons that is really involved in the show. Like they feel like real people to me. And it feels like a person that will be in that time and that perspective. And everybody seems so individualistic. Like they all have their own backstory that is slowly getting fleshed out. And a lot of shows don't do that really well. Like sometimes shows take forever to do that. Like in each episode, I feel like depending on who the character is and who's the front in a show, it shows their progression and it shows a little bit of their backstory and why they are this way and where they're trying to go. And that affects the events in the show.
Yeah, I think the fact that this is a Jim Crow era, 1950, I think it was 1955 that they're currently in, right?
54.
Around that time, I don't.
Or 55. Well, either way, for them to be in a Jim Crow era like
I
that,
think it's 54.
yeah, I think it shows like the timepiece is a character itself. And you kind of like, people have heard stories and you watch movies and whatever kind of media, they always go in, you could see the racism, you could almost feel it. It's almost palatable on, you as an individual. But I think this show is really allowing the viewers to see the bullshit. You know what I mean? To see the constant struggle, the constant moves that need to be implemented in everyday life. In 1954, Jim Crow law still being implemented in parts of the United States. And I think Atticus is a main character maneuvering around it, and all characters really, but Atticus, you could feel this guy. I forgot the actor's name, man. Wouldn't y'all mind looking him up real quick, the guy that plays Atticus?
Fact checker?
Yeah, please fact checker. If you don't mind looking up Atticus, please. I haven't seen a lot of his movies, but this guy's acting ability is remarkable, dude.
I've never seen him in anything else.
You say again?
I've never seen him in anything else.
This is my first time seeing them too.
The movie you would have seen him in if you watched it was The Five Bloods.
Oh, yes.
Jonathan Majors is his name.
Jonathan
Right.
Majors.
So
Yeah,
that was the movie he would have been seen in before that came out would have been The Five Bloods with
Chadwick.
Boseman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Rest in peace.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, this guy's acting ability is remarkable. I want to say Atticus is my favorite, but I'm gonna hold off. Only because he's been really showing other sides of him that's making me question some of his motives.
So he's a good character then.
Speaking of favorites, I'm gonna have to say my favorite is Hippolyta. God damn.
Yo, yeah, Hippolyta, man, she's ascended. She ascended in the show, literally.
Yeah.
Episode 8, bro.
Super Saiyan Blue ascended.
Yeah.
Yo, it's remarkable what they're doing with her character because I did not see her being an important character like that
At all.
I didn't either. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think
Go ahead.
I think even an ode to us and our show. I know Chris will probably listen to me on this one. I think this series proves that character development can actually increase the pushing of the plot of the show. Now, remember, this is an ode to us because we had this conversation, if not in the first 3 or 4 episodes, of what we believe is better, is it character development or the story progression, right? And I think this, what I've always said as far as this show goes, is that it proves it proves that the character development can push the story / plot line. because you learn from their past, but they're also pushing forward in the story / plot line as well. I feel like every episode has focused on at least one or two people all the time, and even still pushed the plot for it all.
Yeah, even the daughter, what's her name?
Diana.
Diana, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even Diana. Like, I didn't think she was gonna be that major, and then all of a sudden she gets
She has
a lot of the episode, and I'm just like, okay.
I think with that, not to cut you off, but I think even with Dee's character, they were able to do something. But I was a little slighted that they only did so much with her to bring her back with that curse. But I understood they had to go back in time. They had to get the book of names for her. So I'm sure episode 10, the last one, is going to really give her some more screen time, because I feel that whole scene in episode, what was it, 7, when she got cursed by Lancaster, the sheriff, that really disturbed me. That it kind of made me think of all these young Black girls that are being kidnapped. They're still like that like we're barely getting coverage, where it shows that unattended children, especially little Black girls, not being attended to, and anything could fucking happen to them. And you have all these people that were supposed to look for her, and they only took, what, 5 minutes out of their time to look for her, to deal with their own shit?
Yeah, because they all had their own motives at the time.
I know, but that pissed me off so much, bro. That pissed me off so fucking much, that this little girl, and then for the ones that may not know, those little girls that were following, or those little cursed creatures, little cursed girls that were following her, are actually Topsy and Bopsy from
Topsy and Bopsy.
Yeah. They're from this book, Jim Crow Cabin, that in its time was so popular. It was popular than the Bible at one point at this time, because it was supposed to shed light on racism with Black people, but they were doing it in such a way that was still demonizing Black people in that time, like causing
a lot of stereotypes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that whole moment, I know I'm jumping around, but that whole moment with Dee getting chased by these girls, these demon cursed girls, it reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street, especially with those little.
That's how it felt too.
Yeah, it felt like a legitimate slasher film. You're getting chased down.
It was so creepy.
Yeah, it was. Oh,
the whole time.
It chills, bro.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I'm ready for her to kill these things. Like, let's get this on. Forget running. I'm done with this. Like,
oh man, it was really powerful moment. It just. And then when she got her little moment to spit at Lancaster, that fuck motherfucker, to spit on him and to say what she wanted and stand up for herself, even though it was just within, what, 20 to 30 minutes that she had to shine, they executed it really well for that little girl. I just want to see more. That's all.
So she's not dead?
You said what?
She's not dead?
No, she's not dead.
No. But that whole episode did a really good job of making me feel tense the whole time, especially going back to your point about, how little Black girls are treated, especially in that time period as well as now.
Right.
When the two cops took her back in the alley, you just felt like they could have done anything to her and not had any consequences. And so, they put the curse on her, and so in the whole episode she's being chased by these demons, and you feel the tenseness of them approaching her, and they get close a couple times, and it's like, all right, this I'm on the edge of my seat.
That moment when they brought her into the alley, I was thinking, like, how many little girls has this happened to? Like,
right.
Yeah. And that and not to turn away from the seriousness of it, but when that cream of wheat poster or painting was just there watching, like, it was like,
and the eyes move.
Yeah, the eyes shifted.
Yeah, that's
like Tales from the Crypt type of stuff to me.
Yeah, and also victimizing her more because you're just watching with a fucking smile on your face. Obviously, it's just a mural. It's just a picture, not a mural, but it's just a picture of a racist ass food product. But it shows. It also could stem into the societal views at that time, where we could just watch something like that and still smile and go about our day, and we could talk about it to this time too. But yeah, this show has been increasingly getting better. And episode 9, the most recent, it was really heart-wrenching, really heartbreaking, and unbelievable to tell someone that shit really happened.
Right. Craziness.
Yeah, this show does a really good job of tying in, fantastical ideas and horror into real world events. And I got a confession. I learned about Tulsa very recently in my life. I didn't learn about it in school. This
Same.
was in
They don't
like,
teach us
Don't
in
be
school.
surprised.
yeah, they don't teach it in the school. It was in the past, I think 5 years ago, I might have heard about it. And so learning about that and you know, it used to be called, you know, Black Wall Street, and this
Right.
just wealth throughout the entire it's a black community, and they're, you know, they're all
Flourishing.
dependent on themselves. They don't rely on any other, I guess,
Race?
race.
No.
And then for this show, those events, like the night it happened, was just, it was, like I said, it was tense. This is episode 9 that it happened, but
Yeah.
Yeah, when I seen the airplanes, I was like, "Yo, wait, what? Like, are
Yo,
you
did that happen, though?
serious?"
Yeah.
Did that really happen?
No, they bombed all that.
No,
They did. Yeah, they did.
no.
I'm pretty
Like the
sure they
real-
did.
Not Black Wall Street.
Wait,
That was,
in the show, they. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Am I
If it's
tripping?
The show, yeah, but the real life, that's not how that went.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit excessive. I even asked while I was watching. I was
They
like,
did bomb Philadelphia, though.
Huh?
They did bomb parts of Philadelphia.
Okay. But I mean, I heard that the whole massacre was like government sanctioned. They like pretty much was like, do your thing, white folks.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of the locals went into Tulsa and went to town on the Black Wall Street because they were mad black people had money and they didn't, but they built their own money up, so did their own business.
Yep.
I think
And they got away with it.
Yeah, they definitely got away with it.
I'm
But
sure
I think I kind of delved into it a little bit more, because I've heard of the Tulsa massacre, because that's what I'm gonna call it, because that's exactly what it was. I heard about the Tulsa massacre and I looked deeper into it, a bit more into it. And initially what started it off was a black man being accused of harassing a white woman in an elevator. So these white people rounded him up to take him to the jail. But there was black people that heard about it and were trying to protect him. So they came with guns, just like the white people came with guns, and they tried to protect this black man. A disagreement happened. A black man and a white man were disagreeing. The white man apparently tried to grab the black man's pistol and it shot out. No one got shot, but a shot went off. So that whole shit started off right there.
Yeah.
So just from tempers raised, obviously anything can happen when you're upset and everything's angry and there's a lot of racial tension in the air, more like just straight up hate in the air. Well, that's what racism is. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's really sad. It's really upsetting. But to get through with the show, the Letty moment was pretty nice. With the grandmother or the cousin. That was cousin Ethel, right?
I'm not gonna remember her name. I'm not gonna remember her name altogether. But great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, great.
Great grandmother cousin or just
some around there. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, that moment, man. When she finally the grandmother or the cousin accepts that, you know, Letty's here from the future and she gets the book, and you know Letty's invulnerable, she can't be hurt, and for her to be there, like she's holding this woman's hands while she's literally burning alive, and it sounds like she doesn't make a sound.
Yeah, like she was that strong. Like that's.
I was distraught, bro. Like that.
I love the part though where she said, "I hope the good Lord's ready." Like she knows she's about to die, but the Lord better be ready for me to get to heaven.
And her family's dying downstairs.
Right.
Yeah, that was wild.
All to make sure the timeline stays the same. So
to protect her family.
Yep.
Oh man. Oh, that really fucked me up, man. That really fucked me up. That was what made the episode monumental. Because I really liked episode 6 with Jiha, the Korean woman, and just the relationship between her and Atticus. I really enjoyed.
It's crazy how that worked out for them, man. That's craziness.
Yeah. That's a really good episode too.
The last thing I want to say though is in episode 9 where that whole reality, like the circle of time thing where Atticus and like remember that moment, I was like, yo, hold up, what in the world what else is going to happen in this show?
That was my favorite part of the episode. When he stepped forward and kicked the bat, I was like, oh.
I got you, kid.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. I was like, hold up, what else is happening? How does this work?
Yeah. That's and it shows that was a time that was supposed to be seen as a time loop. So that was always supposed to happen. Nothing's supposed to change that. So,
Right. And I was like, how in the world did that work out? Like, that's crazy.
let's be real. I would have been happy Montrose got his revenge a little bit too, though. That would have been
if he was the one that grabbed the bat.
Yeah, but I guess it would
been
have done some kind of paradox, like where your younger self sees your older self and kind of fuck everything up.
I can see that.
I think in that case it was just the fact that Montrose would have spoke to himself. That would have been the issue there. Him speaking to himself and trying to right that wrong. That would have been the issue there for that.
Yeah, like it's led to believe that he's there to warn George, but really he just wanted to save his first love, the first boy that he's ever loved. So
Damn,
that was
the
really
trauma that man's been through, man. It's crazy.
Yo, he's destroyed, man. Like, and then the preview to the next episode.
Only one
like,
day.
No, don't tell me the preview. I honestly do not read. I do not watch previews. Y'all go ahead.
All it said in the background was, "I hope you forgive me for this one thing." I was like, "Yo, who said that? Was that Montrose? Was that Attica?" Like, yo, like what other thing? Like, what? It's got me excited for the next episode. I'm like, yo, I don't know. Hope it's not a letdown because I'm so excited for the show. But
you know who I'm kind of not disappointed, but I'm a little not surprised, but even just a little disappointed. I am a little disappointed. In
What
Ruby.
are you, Max?
I'm trying to articulate my words without being too forceful and passionate. Ruby's kind of disappointing me right now.
Really? Why?
She's really, she talked a lot of shit about Letty being selfish, looking out for herself, and she's doing the exact same thing.
The exact same thing.
And I'm not talking about, her being able to change into a white woman at a whim. It's more on the
Chris,
Thomas.
Watch the show.
It's not even that. I completely understand. That was a really good episode too. That was very cringy, but so good. Sorry, go ahead, Thomas.
So they kind of did a play on people who were passing in that time period. Because that was the thing in that time period, people who were passed for white, there are black people who passed for white.
Not
Bruno, you take this one. I mean, King, you take this one.
So not necessarily in that case, Mr. Random. It's more. It was more of how magic can. In a specific episode, Ruby agrees to take some magic to make her acceptable in society, but the drawback of the magic is there's always a consequence to it. And so the magic that she decides to take in this case is a magic potion that changes her from being black to white. So what we don't get to see at the beginning is how that effect happens. But then what we see then is that she goes through metamorphosis. So she interacts, the more she drinks the potion, if I'm not mistaken, the more she drinks the potion, the more she's used to being metamorphosized. And so now she's gotten the taste of being a white woman, and she doesn't want to lose that taste of being a white woman. And so there's more.
It's having a power. I don't know if it's exactly being a white woman. It's having a power and being accepted in society.
Yes.
Overall.
It was. I would say go look up. You look up like when people who could pass back then, who now their kids start just finding out that they're like black. They just,
So you're coming from the aspect of just color, not necessarily race, but color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like people
passing brown paper bag tests and all that, and not being funny, but if in this group right now, if I see Nick from a glimpse, I think he was white, like that kind of like that kind of what you're talking about, Mr. Random.
Hey, this light is bright up here.
Well, I would have to find an image, but it's like there are people who like their features like they just came out looking more and more passing as white, so people just confuse them for white.
Yeah.
Then they just kind of.
And they never corrected anybody, so they got that special privilege to do so.
Yeah, and they just adopted until they became white by society standard, and they never told anyone.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy too? One thing, Ruby is like almost the blackest person in the show. So for her to go like to the complete opposite end of the spectrum and just accept everything from a white person is and then kill.
Yeah.
Hey, but she said she's a hustler, so she said her mom's a hustler, so she might have something up her sleeve. We don't know yet.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
makes me want to watch it,
bro. It's Thomas. I'm telling you.
Thomas, honestly, Thomas, you really watch that whole show before the weekend is over and get to the finale. Like honestly, you could.
I mean, they're all about an hour long, so you can just take a time in the morning when you have free time. Just go through it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it, man.
But
that's that, Chris. I'm not gonna bullshit with you, Chris. Just go to work and watch it because you don't even work anyway.
Damn.
All in one day.
I'm not gonna.
Hey, and on that note, on that note, we could honestly keep going. And honestly, even for the next episode, we're still in deliberation about it all. But there's a good chance we might talk about the very last episode of the whole season. So keep in tune for that for the viewers and subscribers and everyone out here. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up with that one, y'all. There's so much to really, really unpack about this show. The metaphors, the iconic moments in time, the characters, everything. Just there's so much. But we'll end it right here. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, guest star Nick. We'll hope to see you in the next one too.
Hey, appreciate the invite.
Yeah, man. It's all good.
Welcome.
Man. We family. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and end it. Please click like and subscribe. Don't forget that bell on the side for all content, everything Media Marauders. Please don't forget. Always we're here. We're coming back for the next one. This is your boy Max, Thomas, King, Nick, and James. We'll see you on the next one. You have a good night. Bye.